every time you think it can't get worse for your boy Zack, he starts to spiral even more. I've got a theory as to why that is at this juncture, which I'll get into in just a moment. I think I kind of understand what's happening, but he is now attacking customers who ask for refunds and the like. When he goes into things, it's ridiculous, and it's really, really sad as he continues along on his downward spiral like usual. Please hit the like and subscribe button as we talk about all things in comics. And I like to embed comic book reviews into these videos when I can. And I read Vatican City #2, which is from Mark Millar and Perberg, who is Narwhal, who's worked with your boy Zack. I think this is part of your boy Zack's spiral right now. This is out. Narwhal's now got a full-on like mainstream contract and a mainstream book going on with one of the top writers in the industry. It's really, really good. Issue #1 had a lot to it, and issue #2, I have to say, and I give honest reviews of everything, I'm slightly disappointed in it because it is definitely a middle issue that all the action escalates. There's a lot more going on. The tension's really, really good, but it definitely doesn't feel like its own story. It's just like the vampires are attacking Vatican City. They're attacking it. The heroes are hunkering down, and to be continued, right? And so that's the problem with a lot of modern comics and the way that they're structured, because they're really not structured for individual issues like this. They're structured for trade paperbacks. And so you don't get the full storyline and all that because of that. And so this does suffer compared to the first issue, and we'll see how they stick the landing. This is a 3-book series. What's great about this is in the early 2000s, the 6-issue trade paperback was like really what it was formatted to. And I've been reading a lot of Jeff Johns' work, and you can read through these stories back then. And again, these are great writers. Mark Millar and Jeff Johns are some of the best ever. I'm not knocking them, but just the realities of the comic book business formatting, like you'd see these JSA arcs that I'm reading in the JSA omnibus, and it'd be like issue 4, issue 5, like you'd have 2 or 3 full issues of like filler to fill out that trade paperback before they resolve it, and it's like, oh, it's so painful. At least this just has a single middle one, and what are they going to do? It's hard to do too big of a twist in this, but I would have liked each issue to feel a little more like a complete story than this one did. So it suffered a little bit, so I call it a 7 out of 10. Narwhal's art is a lot of fun, and there's very, very emotional. Lots of depth to it in that, and some cool scenes of explosions and the like that are really well done. And so I do look forward to the conclusion. The first issue was top notch. I loved it. Like, this is the only reason I'm going to the comic shop right now, is literally to read this book. And so that's my review of Vatican City #2 in the middle of this as we talk about your boy Zack. So please hit the like and subscribe button. We do talk about comics as best we can, and your boy Zack and your boy Whack, your soy Whack. Oh boy. Of what's going on here. Guys, I want you to get on my Subscribe Star. This is a spot. If you just get it on for $1, I really appreciate it. I'm making videos. I'm doing content. We actually have 2 different comic books going, one called Extrasensory and one called Astromancer. And what I do is I do 4 pages a month of this, and we just got like 10 new subscribers this week. So thank you guys for supporting our channel and the like. But just get on here. Like, I mean, there's a lot. Of course, there's ways you can support, and if you really want to be a great patron, this is the future. We need to have like a patron of the arts situation to where I can just experiment, write my stuff and the like, and of course have that on there. We have some great people, and I appreciate shout out to all the big tier subscribers. We actually have a large proportion of big tier subscribers for this. But if you want to get on for just $1, just adding to that number. I mean, once we get to like 500 people on here, I can just like make comics on here and do this on here, not worry about crowdfunds and the like, really just deliver you content. And that's what I kind of want to like move towards as much as I possibly can, because I think having that stable monthly is where it's at. And I think that's what your boy Zack was kind of missing, and I think that's kind of the onus of the problem here. So thank you, everybody who joined this week. Get on here. It'll be the first link in the description below. I've got an online bookstore, Amazon bookstore, if you want to check out my work, support things. If you want to support what we're doing here, this is the best way to do so. I really appreciate you guys for doing so. And thanks for helping us build this movement and build our new cultural movement around comics, where of course, your boy Zack failed, Comicsgate failed, because it became this like narcissistic, like ever drama crap that's going on. And if you guys have been a part of what I'm doing here, and the people who are involved with this, you see how hard I work. I'm doing multiple novels at the same time, multiple comics at the same time. I'm running Fandom Pulse, the news group, and writing 3 to 5 articles every single day, running 2 YouTube channels. I've got a family with 3 kids. I have a lot going on, and I like to work. So this is the best spot to be. We really are building something special here, and I appreciate you being here. All right, so there's my pitch. Thank you guys so much for coming on, and thank you everybody who joined this week. So this is an interesting take from you, Boi Zack. At the end of the day, Richard C. Meyer was a fraud. After all that talk about the mainstream pros not being professional, then acts exactly like them. And this is exactly why your Boi Zack got popular originally. He was talking about the pros. The pros were always doing that. If you don't like it, don't buy it. You don't support me, right? And it was just painful to watch as they were taking these beautiful properties like, X-Men, Batman, and just turning it lame and gay all the way around because they're so mad about pushing their little agendas and all that, and they'd attack customers all the time personally, and it was crazy watching this stuff. I've been attacked by several mainstream pros. They've gotten me. The reason we're on Subscribestar and not Patreon is because they, another creator got jealous of me and actually reported me to Patreon for hate speech and got me banned there. So this is a free speech platform. That's why I like it as well. And so this is something like, it's so sad watching this and so sad watching his dissent. So this is one person. I was happy to support a new face in the comic world. I liked what you represented. And I hope that Eric Fletcher, I hope if you're here on this channel, I hope you're here because this is the spot we hoped you were at. One of your videos, you stated you should decide to be a YouTube or a comic creator. Seems you have not taken your own advice. You are too busy complaining about others and not focused on your own fulfillment issues. I still want to support you, but you have not responded to any of my emails. So here I am requesting a hard update on the comics or a refund. I really try. This is one thing I try very, very hard, and I don't hit every email because I just get flooded sometimes. But I really try to reply to every person who reaches out to me, just because if you're taking the time to do that and you're reading my books, like, I care about you. Like, it's important to me to do so. That is like as best as you possibly be. Now, some days, like I said, the channel's gotten big here, and of course, like some days I miss an email or whatever. I'm sorry about that if that's the case. But I always try to reply to folk, especially those who are talking about the comics and the books and interested in that. That's just standard courtesy business. And people like your Boi Zack have acted like the mainstream industry. The mainstream industry types have always been like, they try to put themselves up on a pedestal, like, you're the fan, I'm the creator. And I think that attitude's just entitled and gross. And it's a part of the job that you sign up for, right? Your hot dog vendor, the hot dog vendor, somebody comes by your hot dog stand, you see them every day, say hi to them. Remember their name. It's like not that hard, right? And so I try to do that and try to be that what your Boi Zack couldn't. And the thing is, like, there is a lot to this job. There's fulfillment. There's a marketing. YouTube is marketing. There's the writing element. There's the editing element. It's a lot, and it's overwhelming some days. It really is. But at the same time, like, it's our job. So it's like what we got to do. So this is how he replies. I never asked for your support. I'm not a UNICEF kid. It's a book. You read it, send me your PayPal address for a refund. Holy crap. What's going on here? This is like, Zach, you got to not do this. I know he watches my channel. He does these little, like, passive aggressive, because he's doing those things where he's like, I'm too big, so I'm not going to name JDA. Like, type of things. Really funny stuff. Hi, Zach. This is crazy. Don't do this. Like, and by the way, I don't want your Boi Zack to fail. He's a mostly kind of conservative-ish guy. I just want him to stop attacking everybody else in the YouTube space and attacking his own customers. This is what we started our comics movement to fight, guys. This is how the mainstream was treating people exactly, and it's terrible. It's really, really bad. So we got to stop this kind of. Just stop, right? This is a tragedy right here, and you can tell he's really, really mad. And as I said, I've got a hypothesis as to why he's acting like this. This is one more thing he did this morning. So Thinking Critical's got a live stream going up, and actually Wes from Thinking Critical's on vacation, so other people are taking it over. Now, your Boi Zack, this is done in a passive-aggressive way that's kind of womanly, because he made it look like only 26 people are watching Thinking Critical, which those live streams get a lot of stuff. Wes and the company there, like the guys on there, are great. I actually love Aaron Sparrow, especially. He's just the best. And of course, Dylan's a great guy who's been here from day one and actually defended Zach from day one. He was a kid when he was a kid at the time, he got kicked out of a comic book store for requesting Zach's comic book, and Zach's just like shitting on their live stream. Like, it's like, dude, have a little bit of loyalty to people who like supported you. It's just stop it. It's so just this. It's just tacky. Eric's a great guy on there too. There's a lot of great guys who are on those on the streams here, and they have great takes on comic books and have good thoughts on them. And so these streams are really, really good. And your boy Zach didn't watch it. This is just the question. He just looks at the thumbnail. Who ruined comics the most? Why should we talk about that? It's a good topic. I actually covered the Thinking Critical, betrayals of comics video that he did the other day. And I clickbaited it. It worked. I appreciate you guys on that. And it worked really, really well. It was neat. So comics are good now. What's the point of endless 2018 rumination? By the way, this comics are good now. I've seen this argument from some people. Somebody came in my Discord server and actually went off on this the other day. And I'm like, we're talking there's a handful of good, like I was saying at the beginning of this video, I go to the comic book store just for Vatican City. Comics aren't good now. Comics are pretty bad. If you look at the mainline DC universe, they're all just dead. If you look at X-Men, it's dead in the water. They're terrible. The Marvel events that are going on right now is just a big anti-Trump nonsense. It's insufferable to read and watch. Like, what are you talking about? Now, there's a handful of good books out there. Like Transformers has been excellent. Daniel Warren Johnson's done an amazing job. Jeremy Adams has done really, really good work, of course, as a writer as well. And of course, Vatican City is another one that I'm very much promoting. And Jeff Johns has his Ghost Machine. But do you even talk about those, you boys? Zach? Your videos are all about just like Thinking Critical and Eric July, and what are you doing? Like, so it's such nonsense from him, and it's just because of bitter attitude. So what do I think happened? Well, he had a comic empire where he was like, it's crazy, and like it's easy to look at this, and it's just like, geez, if I only had started a YouTube channel back then when YouTube was a wild, wild west, I would have had these like $200,000 campaigns. Oops. And unfortunately, like the YouTube's a very crowded space now. It's very different, and you're competing against new people. You're competing against those with established followings and the like. It's a different space, and it's a lot harder to get going now. But it's like, gosh, I would have like had those books out on time. They would have been fulfilled. Customers would be happy. We'd have a movement. If I had those resources Zach had, I wouldn't have squandered it. And it's just painful to watch that this guy was hailed up as the leader of this movement when he wasn't leading anything. It was just bitter. But he's squandered it, and of course, every campaign since then's not really gone so well for him. And they're actually doing less than my sales now. And so it's like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And so what I think happened is I think your boy Zach, like the YouTube kind of collapsed in terms of revenue. And this is for all creators in the comic book space. This is like people do not, back in the day, like 2018, 2019, you could make a video about X-Men going woke or whatever. It'd get 100,000, a million views. Now, if you talk about one, you get like 2,000 or 3,000 views. And then YouTube kind of caps you off. And so you can't make a living as that YouTuber anymore like people could in 2018, 2019. Because the revenue's not there for that. And then, of course, the comic book space, a lot of people have just given up on it too. So your boy Zach felt that pinch. I think he had to get a day job, and I think that's what this is about. And I think he's mad at people who are YouTubing full-time. Like Thinking Critical lives, I can't remember, like Malaysia or something like that. So it's like it's not as hard to live off $1,000 a month there as it is, in California here, for example. Like I could do that here. So he can live off his channel. And so if you look at who Zach attacks, Clownfish, Nerdrotic, Critical, it's people who actually got the critical mass for the most part to live off their channels, and Zach can't anymore. So I think Zach had to get a day job, and that's the whole onus of this. I think he's mad that he has a day job, mad that like his, that it was failing, but it's kind of his own failing because, honestly, Zach, if you just focused on fulfillment, focused on your books, focused on everything, and just like kept going and saying, hey, this is the leftism of the mainstream that's out there, and just stayed on message, I think we'd have a very different movement right now, and I think everybody would still be hailing you. Like they did back in 2017. It was like self-sabotage this whole way around. And that happens a lot with creators. It's very, very sad. So that's my theory. I don't have evidence of that, but let me know if that sounds reasonable to you. Very, very sad to watch them going at customers and stuff like that too. But here we are. We've got a new movement. We're building. Things are going great, and I appreciate you guys for the support. We had a really good week. Like I said, got 10 new people on the Subscribe Star. On Fandom Pulse, we got a bunch of new people too. Everything's building, and we're moving people off these like algorithm-based platforms. It's very important to do to be able to create work and actually have this kind of like patron of the arts set up to be sustainable, and that's the wave of the future. And that's the way that we're going to build a movement that's less volatile. And that's what needs to be done in order to make sure we have the greatest comics that are ever made. So right now, like I said, I'm producing like 8 pages of comics per month. I've got a bunch in development. Everything ends up here like as a digital, like my crowd funds, my other books, etc. on top of all that. And I try to do some exclusive content also. So just get on here. It's like I said, the baseline's $1. If you want to like actually support and like actually help us build that, you can of course do more. We appreciate that, and it's in the description below. You can also check out my books on my web store and on Amazon. Really appreciate that too. That's what we're doing. We're cultivating readers and people who love comics again, and I hope you'll join us. Thanks for being here. God bless all of you. Happy weekend.